Hello, Brenda here. I will be taking you through the first tour of the season. We'll start in the Iceberg Garden. Everything is doing great. We had a lot of rain, but I hope you enjoy this video. Let's get to it. Here is the Iceberg Garden. I have 5 new rose bushes. The 3 in the front are apricot lace. The 2 there in the center are honey Dijon. But here are the 9 iceberg rose bushes. They are ready to put off the first flush, and they look great. Maybe in a week or so, we're gonna start seeing full color. Look at all those pods. They look amazing. Here is the Lady of Shalott Garden. This is a quick view of the garden. I have 5 Litchfield Angel rose bushes here. They are facing north. They don't get a lot of sun or sunlight. They're doing great. They don't even get black spot, so it's a good rose for shaded areas. Here is the Desdemona Standard. I have 4 of them around the house. They were the first bloomers of the season. This is the last one to bloom. The other ones, the other 3 bloomed earlier. Here is the other side. Here is the Desdemona. And in the bottom, I am trying out some new perennials, pollinator friendly. I have cornflowers and veronicas. And then here's why I'm calling this the Lady of Shalott Garden. So I have 3 Lady of Shalott rose bushes, and in the back I have 3 Litchfield Angels. I may move the Litchfield Angels to create a nicer pattern. But they're putting a lot of nice color. I think they are their peak. They look amazing. Love it. And you can see them coming up the driveway, so perfect. This is the sunroom area. I have 2 Petit Knockout Standards. This one is doing pretty well. It's budding, so hopefully we'll see a nice show in a few weeks. This one is not doing as great. We'll see. So here is my new David Austin Thomas Becket. I planted this last week. Here is the popcorn garden. I have 2 popcorn roses in the front and 1 Petit Knockout in the back. One of the 2 pots struggle with water, so we'll see. Here is the Queen of Sweden garden. It goes all around the sunroom. I have a bunch of Litchfield Angel rose bushes. They're doing great. I bought them en route a couple of years ago from Heirloom Roses. This is the 3rd year. They're doing great, putting up a show. Here's the other side. And that's why it's called the Queen of Sweden Garden, because of the 3 Queen of Sweden rose bushes. They're also en route. And around the garden, I have a few pollinator-friendly plants, salvias mostly, and then I have 2 veronicas that they still have not brought out. Let's get a little bit closer. It's doing beautiful. I think this is their peak, so they're doing beautiful. And then in here is one of the Desdemona Standards. This was the first one to flush. And I believe it only has 2 rows left. So it's done for the first flush. And here is a view from the other side. And let's get closer on the leash philangers. These flowers are massive and they last a long time. Beautiful color. As they get older, they turn more white. Here is the Darcey Bussell Garden. I have 9 Darcey Bussell rose bushes. They're looking great. Look at all that color. And on the sides, I have 3 and 3 Luna Loves ground covers. Those are new for this season. They did get a little bit of black spot last year, but I hope they do well this year. If not, I know how to control that. And here is the Rainbow Garden. So I'll start with the 2 on each side, generous gardeners. They were supposed to be Kew Gardens, and I got the wrong roses from David Austin, but they're doing great. I'm trying to keep them short, so look at how beautiful they look. They are gonna put a really good show this season. Look at all the buds. Here is Pope John Paul II. That's Tranquility. Moon Dance. That's White O'Hara, no this season. That massive plant is Arbore's Honeymoon. And this is the life of the party. It looks awesome. Here is Moonlight Romantica. This rose bush is huge, it's very tall. Here is Golden Celebration. As you can see, it needed a lot of support. Again, we got a lot of rain, but it's leggy. It smells divine though. Here is Morning Glow. It is very short. Compared to the other ones, I think I'm gonna move it so we keep a balance in the garden, but it's very short. Here is Crazy Love. I was surprised of how tall this rose is. Doing great though. Here is the Poet's Wife. Smells amazing. Those blooms are huge. And then here's Molyneux. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but again, more petite than the other David Austins here, but beautiful. Here's a look back into the Rainbow Garden. That's a yellow and white section that you see right in front of me. So here's the bottom section. So generous gardening in the trellis. And then the massive plant is Elizabeth. I wasn't expecting this plant to be so big, but it's huge. And the blooms are beautiful. And they smell awesome. Here is Distant Drums. Pinkerbell. This plant is huge, and the blooms last a long time. Here is Leo da Vinci. This is Uptown Girl. And then here is Miss Congeniality. And then here we have Silver Lining. This is Hot Cocoa. And this is the top section of the Rainbow Garden. This looks amazing. And let's keep walking back. And then here is Apricots and Cream. And then here is Apricot Candy. And those are beautiful peachy roses. I love them. They last a long time too. And here is the Rainbow Garden Annex. You are not a New Englander if you don't have knockout roses in your garden. I have 4 of them, plus the other ones that you saw earlier. And then here are the high voltages. And again, some pollinator-friendly salvias and yarrows. It's a view of the Rainbow Garden. Again, this is a 1-year-old garden, so it looks amazing for being the 2nd year. And here is a quick preview of the Terrace Garden. So I have here 3 pink O'Haras in the center, 2 Eustacia Bays, 2 ground cover roses. Then I have Miyabi and Tinkerbell, and then a few pollinator-friendly plants. And I have a bird body area for the birds to come in, hummingbirds to come in, and they put up a show.